How you doing?
Fine.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
Cool. You look lovely.
Thanks, Michael.
Cool. So, could I please get you, just for the record, to say and spell your name?
Goodness. Carys Montgomery. Carysmontgomery.
Thank you. I'm just going to move that.
That's not going to be on the camera, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I'm just going to make one little adjustment. Because one sock's going to be fine for everyone else, but your sweater's going to help with that anyway, so.
And I'm loud.
No. That actually doesn't muffle at all. It just seems to. Because that would rub, but you're fine.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
So, how did you become involved in Young Life?
I got peer pressured by John Tullett. I met John. He came out to my church, and I think I was leading worship that Sunday and saw him from a distance and recognized right away that he was a Brit and knew who he was. No, it's not. That's not really right. Hang on a second, Mike.
It's fine.
And it's true. It is actually how I got involved in Young Life. But I don't know how to put it, really. So I heard about Young Life about like a year after it started in Port Perry because a good friend of mine was a leader. And so, you know, once in a while I'd hear Young Life, you know, get and my fatness.
No, it's not fatness, but you just kind of pull your sweater down a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
That's totally fine.
I'm not good at thinking on the spot. I am, but I'm not
That's
eloquent.
tough. No, you
really
are
hard.
eloquent. It's because that thing's in your face. You're good.
It's alright.
So I remember hearing about Young Life, you know, every once in a while I'd hear someone mention Young Life. Laurel would come home with one of the kids from Young Life. I met Sarah Lowe, who actually I went to high school with, and she's the area director in, is that what she's called? Area director? I don't know. Mike, do you know?
She's the same as John as Rosenberg, just for...
It's called area director. I'm gonna have to start again.
You
Or
can
you
pick
just
up,
edit.
Do
it out,
whatever you
okay.
need.
Anyway, I met John Tullett. He came to my church. We started chatting just about music and worship and things like that. And 2 weeks later, he was back, and we'd virtually had 1 or 2 conversations. And he said, "So, you know, would you think about becoming a Young Life leader?" At this point, I knew very little about Young Life, and wasn't feeling a huge calling towards working with youth. But over the next year and a half, along with John's constant pestering, I felt God started to work in my heart as well, and kind of lead me to a place where I really felt that I was ready and that it was something that I wanted to get involved with.
When John was talking to you about Young Life and you had no idea what it was, how was it described to you?
I don't remember, but I do remember having an understanding that it was a huge commitment, that once you became a Young Life leader, it became a Young Life life. And at the beginning I was really hesitant to get involved because I'm somebody who likes to, you know, keep my options open. I have a lot of balls in the air between music and worship and a lot of other things that I do, and didn't feel ready to commit fully. to becoming a Young Life leader, so I agreed to get involved on the music side of things because I knew that they were in need of some help in that department, and I thought, well, that I can handle, you know. Of course, that was before I had been to club, and so I thought I could handle it. Yeah.
So what was your impression of club then?
My first impression of club, I remember showing up and I was just going to observe. You know, I walked in the front door of this house that I'd never been in before, where I didn't know a soul, you know, and there's 100 pairs of shoes piled up in front of the door. And I can hear this noise, like this intense noise coming from the basement. And as I start to near it, the smell of body odor starts to waft up the stairwell. And as I got closer and closer to the group, you know, the heat rose and the intensity rose. And I didn't get past the stairs. I literally sat on the stairs because I was too afraid to venture any further. And it was unbelievable. I thought, there is no way I could ever do this. Like, it was just, the energy in the room was crazy. And the kids were yelling. And Laurel, who, you know, was a close friend of mine who I'd never seen in that capacity, you know, was up there leading the songs. And I was like, John wants me to do that? No way. There's no way I could ever do it. Of course, all of that changed.
So...
Can I take a small mic?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just move the camera a little bit. So you said all that changed.
Yeah.
How did that change for you?
Well, once I had agreed to come on and help with music, I showed up at my first club, my first official club, as a part of the team with my guitar and ready to sing these pop songs that I'd never heard before, or at least play them. Thank goodness I had another leader who was song leading with me, or she was actually song leading. I was just supporting from the background. And, you know, it was intimidating and scary, but I remember just feeling really excited to be a part of this enterprise, or whatever you want to call it. You know, sitting in that room and watching the teenagers and the excitement and the fun, and then hearing John speak, and how the room just completely went silent and everybody listened, and how a room full of, I know, scratch that. What?
It was.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's fine. You can pick it up anywhere.
Okay. I don't know where to go from there. I remember thinking that, you know, there's something here. There's something here that I want to be a part of, that I was excited to be a part of. And, you know, this anticipation in me grew of thinking, you know, maybe I could, you know, develop a love for pop music. Maybe I could really connect with some of these girls and make a difference in their lives. And I also remembered, you know, what it was like when I was younger and a teenager, and some of the struggles that I had, and how important it was for me to have, you know, adults in my life that I could talk to, that I could share with, that I could feel safe with. So my heart started to change.
What experiences have you had relating to girls in high school? You mentioned, you talked about not having that yourself. what kinds of opportunities and experiences have you had to help and share and be there with with girls that are going through similar issues?
Well, interestingly enough, after about 2 weeks of just doing the music at club or helping with the music at club, I was quickly kind of thrown into the mix of leaders in a different capacity. I seemed to attract these grade 9 girls to me within the first couple of weeks, and it was a really natural kind of progression. I don't think we sought each other out. We just got along. You know, there was just a what's the right word? Magneticity? Is that a word? Magnetism. That's the word. It was a struggle for me knowing how to communicate. Being a little bit on the older side of the leaders, it's been a while since I've really had a conversation with somebody who was 14 years old or 15 years old, and you know, at first it was difficult to know what to say, and especially just in the early stages of building relationships. But it's been so cool over the past year just watching those relationships grow, and how my heart, kind of like the Grinch, has grown 10 sizes. You know, I love those girls so much, you know, and there have been moments where they've shared details about their lives, and you know, I just felt my heart breaking for them, and so delighted that they felt they could trust me enough to tell me some of the things that are going on in their lives. And also just you know, having had similar experiences in high school, and kind of not knowing how to navigate through them, because in high school, you know, it just feels like that's your world and it's never going to change, and it's overwhelming, and these problems that you encounter just seem enormous, and so it's just been a real pleasure to be able to help the girls through in whatever way I can, even just to be there for them, to be their friend, to be a listening ear, to be someone that introduces them to music from the 80s and rocks hard in the car on the way to McDonald's, or whatever it is, you know, to just be able to take them out of that world for a moment into a place of safety, and where they're loved, and where they can have fun and be themselves. And you know, it's also brought out that little girl in me in a lot of ways. Like when I first started with Young Life, I didn't know the pop songs, and the girls were like, "What? You don't know that song?" And I was going, "No, you know, I don't really listen to the radio, and I'm not 14 anymore." But I was surprised to find that I fell in love with it, and now I rock harder on the club floor than anyone, or at least I feel that way. You know, when Dynamite comes on, you just can't stop me from dancing.
What kinds of activities do you do when you're with your girls?
So, some of the things that I've done with my girls when we've been hanging out, thrift shopping is a big one. It's one of my favorite things to do, and it's fun for them too, because it's inexpensive and we can try on silly hats and silly clothes and just have a good time. We've been bowling, we've been to the movies, we've been out for lunch, we've had bonfires. I don't know, I can't think of anything else. I have to burp.
That's
Jana!
Bloopers!
I also touched the microphone, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
You're good.
Whew, I'm sweating.
That's not hot, so it's just you.
No, I know, it's just me. Yeah, I'm having a hot flash.
There you go. Can you give an example of a situation that you've been able to help one that a lot of girls through?
One of the things that I think is a common struggle for teenage girls is just feeling secure, feeling valued, and accepted by other girls especially. And that was something I struggled with for a really long time. Just, you know, feeling like I was okay being who I was. And, you know, school was really hard for me. I was bullied in a sense, not physically bullied, but verbally abused and pushed around and belittled and left out. And that's, you know, it's devastating when you're young and you're in those formative years, and it can really affect you for the rest of your life. And so I've had the opportunity to share that with some of my girls who've struggled with the same issues, and be able to just give them perspective and just say, hey, you know, it's not always like that, but I just be able to offer them some hope, I guess, because now I'm a different person than I was in high school, and I have people that love me and care about me, and I have girlfriends, which was something I didn't really have a lot of in my younger years. And yeah, without divulging too much information, you know, I just feel like I've really been able to encourage girls that, you know, that they're special and wonderful and lovable and valuable just as they are, and that in high school, you know, kids, they're just mean. They're just downright mean. And, you know, they all have problems and things that are going on behind the scenes that you don't necessarily see, and there will come a day when those people that put you down or left you out or made you feel insignificant in high school won't matter anymore. Yeah.
Just shift gears a bit and talk about camp.
Okay.
So what's camp like? What is it?
Well, camp is like club on crack. It's, is that inappropriate?
No.
It's crazy. It's, very tiring. I remember worrying before I went to camp that I wasn't going to make it through, you know, past the second day. And, actually, I put my back out on the second day, so I was right about that. It's fun. It's emotional. It's an amazing week. Just being in that close, tight-knit community, in a cabin with, in our case, we had 11 girls in one cabin, plus 3 leaders. And, you know, at first I thought, wow, it doesn't seem like, you know, we're really getting to know each other that well. And there was a lot of butting heads and there was some drama, and I thought, oh gosh, this is not good. But as the week kind of rolled out, you know, the relationships grew and the girls kind of came to care a little bit more for each other. And by the end of the week, it was just, we were a family, and everyone was caring for each other and opening up to each other. And I mean, we were tired and catty at times, you know, but it was amazing. It was just amazing. I had some great one-on-ones with some of my girls, and we were able to really open up to each other and care for one another. And then, of course, there was all the fun elements like club and program and meals and tubing and parasailing and high ropes and just amazing fun activities. It's a great week. It's you know, draining. At least I found it draining in every way, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You know, I thought I was never going to be able to get out of bed again when I got back, but I came around, so.
How has young life affected your life directly?
I don't know if I can answer that question.
If you can, it's okay. I'd love it. If you can, it's okay.
Let me think for a sec, Mike.
That's fine. Good. Plenty of tape.
I don't know if I have a good answer.
Any answer is good.
Well, I'd say it's shown me that regardless of any premeditated ideas I might have about myself and what I'm capable of or not capable of are not necessarily true. I'd say it's shown me my strengths and my weaknesses. It's taught me how to love and care for kids of all different backgrounds and faiths and experiences. I don't know. It's messed me up a little bit. But
That was great. It was. Just last question then. If you're trying to explain young life to somebody that has no idea what it is, what do you say?
okay, so I explain Young Life as a community youth program that provides safe community for teenagers, kids in high school, a place where they can have fun, be free, be themselves. It's a great distraction. It's something for them to engage in that's just healthy fun. It's also a mentoring program, a place where these teens can meet with adult young leaders who are close enough to their age that they can still have a good time with, but have had some life experience so they can, you know, just help them along the way, help guide them through high school. And it's a place where kids hear the gospel, where they may have never had an opportunity to hear it before. And they get to make choices about, you know, their life and what it's going to mean after high school for them. Okay.
Cutaways.
All right. What?
Cutaways.
Oh,
Get your teeth.
great.
And when the day has
Awkward close-ups, so.
Do I need the mic still?
and our echo starts to fade, no, you will not be alone then, and you will not be afraid. No, you will not be afraid. is finally lifted from my cold and tired brow. No, I will not leave you crying. No, I will not let you down. No, I will not let you down. I will not let you down. Now comes the night, feel it fading away, and the soul underneath, is it all that remains? So just slide over here, leave your fear in the fray. Let us hold to each other until the end of our days. And when the hour is upon us, and our beauty surely gone, no, you will not be forgotten, and you will not be